Are the Cowboys making changes that could quietly hurt Dak Prescott the most? Major shifts are happening in Dallas right now, and while some fans believe these moves will strengthen the team overall, others see troubling signs for the quarterback's future. Is this about fixing long-term issues or preparing for a reality Cowboys fans don't want to face? Why is Dak suddenly at the center of this conversation, and what aren't the Cowboys saying publicly? One decision buried in these changes could dramatically alter Dak's role, leverage, and future in Dallas, and it's raising serious concerns. The Dallas Cowboys are making major changes right now, and if you're a Dak Prescott fan, this might be the news you were hoping would never come. Because behind the scenes, things are shifting fast in Dallas, and the message coming out of the front office is loud and clear. Nothing is guaranteed anymore, not even the future of the franchise quarterback. For years, the Cowboys have built their identity around Dak Prescott, his leadership, his durability, his calm presence under pressure. But today, that foundation is starting to crack, and the Cowboys are clearly preparing for a future that may not revolve around Dak the way it once did. Let's be honest for a second. The Cowboys are at a crossroads. Another season ends without a deep playoff run, another year filled with expectations that never quite turned into reality. The roster is talented, the fan base is massive, the brand is global, yet the results continue to fall short of Super Bowl standards. And when that happens in Dallas, change is never far behind. Jerry Jones has never been shy about shaking things up, and right now, all signs point to a serious evaluation of the quarterback position, even if no one wants to say it out loud. Dak Prescott has done a lot right in his career. He's been a leader, he's stayed healthy for the most part, he's put up big numbers, and he's carried this team through injuries, coaching changes, and roster turnover. But the NFL doesn't run on loyalty, it runs on results. And the Cowboys' recent actions are starting to raise eyebrows across the league. Contract conversations are getting quieter. Public support is sounding more careful. And decisions being made elsewhere on the roster are sending subtle but powerful signals about where this franchise may be headed. One of the biggest signs is how the Cowboys are restructuring their team financially. When a team fully believes in its quarterback long term, they usually move aggressively to lock him in, restructure deals around him, and push their chips to the center of the table. Instead, what we're seeing now feels cautious, calculated, almost like the Cowboys want flexibility. Flexibility is a dangerous word when you're a franchise quarterback, because it usually means the door is being left open for alternatives. And those alternatives? They're starting to creep into conversations more than ever before. Draft talk is heating up. Scouts are being sent to quarterback-heavy college games. Analysts are openly discussing whether Dallas could surprise people by targeting a future quarterback earlier than expected. None of this means Dak is gone tomorrow, but it does mean the Cowboys are no longer operating as if Dak is untouchable. That's the part that feels like bad news for Dak Prescott. Because once a team starts planning just in case, that plan has a way of becoming reality faster than anyone expects. We've seen it happen before in this league. A veteran quarterback holds the job, plays well, even puts up solid stats, but the team quietly prepares for the next chapter. Suddenly there's a young quarterback in the building. Suddenly the narrative changes from he's our guy to we'll see how things play out. Another major factor here is playoff performance. Fair or unfair, quarterbacks in Dallas are judged differently. Regular season wins are appreciated, but they're not enough. The Cowboys measure success in championships, not stats. And every postseason loss adds weight to the argument that something needs to change. It doesn't matter how complex the reasons are, how many dropped passes or defensive breakdowns happened. The quarterback always takes the spotlight, and right now, that spotlight is getting hotter. Inside the locker room, players may not say it publicly, but they feel the pressure too. When a franchise starts making major changes, it affects everyone. Coaches coach tighter. Players start thinking about their own futures. And a quarterback, especially one on a massive contract, feels it more than anyone else. Dak Prescott is smart. He knows the business. He knows what these moves mean, even if the organization insists everything is fine. Then there's the coaching situation. When teams aren't fully convinced about their quarterback long term, coaching decisions often reflect that uncertainty. Offensive schemes may shift. Play calling may become more conservative or experimental. The offense might try to prove it can function in different ways, with or without elite quarterback play. That's another quiet sign that the Cowboys are testing their identity, seeing what works, and preparing for all possible outcomes. Fans are split right now. Some believe Dak deserves more support, better play calling, more consistency around him. Others are tired of waiting, tired of moral victories. Social media is brutal, and every Cowboys loss turns into a referendum on Dak Prescott's legacy. And when that noise gets loud enough, front offices listen, even if they pretend not to. The scary part for Dak isn't just one bad season or one playoff loss. It's the accumulation. It's the narrative forming that maybe, just maybe, the Cowboys have hit their ceiling with him. Whether that's true or not is up for debate, but perception matters in the NFL. Once doubt creeps in at the organizational level, it changes everything. And let's talk about Jerry Jones for a moment. Jerry wants another Super Bowl more than anything. Time is not on his side. He's watched other teams rebuild, reload, and win championships while the Cowboys remain stuck in the same cycle. At some point, bold moves become tempting. Risky moves become acceptable. And quarterbacks, no matter how popular, are not immune to that reality. This doesn't mean Dak Prescott is suddenly a bad quarterback. It doesn't erase what he's done or what he can still do. But it does mean the Cowboys are no longer operating with blind faith. They're evaluating. They're planning. And they're clearly open to change if they believe it gives them a better shot at a title. For Dak, this season, and every game moving forward becomes a statement. Not just about stats, but about moments. About winning when it matters most. About silencing doubt not with words, but with results. Because in Dallas, patience wears thin quickly, and the margin for error is smaller than anywhere else in the league. The next few months could define Dak Prescott's legacy as a Cowboy. Either he proves, beyond any doubt, that he is the man to lead this franchise to the promised land, or the Cowboys take a hard, uncomfortable look at a future without him. Major changes are coming. That much is clear. And whether Dak is at the center of those changes, or pushed to the side by them, is the biggest question hanging over Dallas right now. One thing is certain, this situation is far from over. Every move the Cowboys make from here on out will be analyzed, dissected, and debated. And every snap Dak takes will feel heavier than the last. Cowboys Nation, buckle up, because the next chapter of this story could change the direction of this franchise for years to come.